Hello everybody, it's Brenda. I'm here today with your daily horoscope reading for May 22nd, 2020. We're starting with the Aries. Don't worry if you don't feel enthusiastic about spending virtual time with a new or prospective partner. The current celestial energy is encouraging a more reflective mood and one which, to be honest, you would prefer to be alone. It may be better to explain exactly how you feel and arrange for the conversation another evening when your sparkle comes back. Taurus. In one way or another, your feelings have a lot of power right now. The current aspect at play brings with it a tendency to want to manipulate using emotional energy, which is made more efficient by today's influence. It's better to let go and be natural than ruin your relationship this way. If your loved partner or current perspective, you should trust them as well. Gemini. The current astral configuration may mean that you feel somewhat obsessed about your partner or current prospective partner. You can sometimes have a problem with possessiveness, but when also combined with some kind of fixation is definitely unhealthy. If you can detach yourself and do something different, or perhaps fix your attention elsewhere for a time, it may give you both a much needed break. Sorry. Cancer. You seem to be possessive by a great idea of which your partner or current perspective might not see in the same way you do. The current planetary alignment is really giving you the impulse to make some big changes in your life, which would naturally include the one you love. But right now you are so carried away that you have forgotten to ask how they feel about it. Leo. The current celestial atmosphere may indicate that a set of beliefs is interfering with your current relationship, whether they are yours or your partner's. There is a sense of friction. Perhaps you need to ask yourselves if your principles and ideas are more important than being together. If the answer is yes, you may have to consider an alternative arrangement. If no, you know what to do. Virgo. Passion is one thing to be obsessive is something else. Today's planetary alignment could indicate that you find someone just a bit too attractive to the point where this is beginning to cause you problems with this kind of influence. It's essential to be able to let go and allow your events to flow as they will. Although this may be difficult, ultimately it will make life a lot more easier all the way around. Okay, now we're on our Libra. Sometimes it's good to reinforce your boundaries between our loved ones and ourselves, as if we do not tend to awaken the relationship or weaken the relationship. The current aspect at play encourages you to say what you mean and lost my place. Your current perspective does. Okay, I'm going to start this all over again. Libra. Sometimes it's good to reinforce the boundaries between you and your loved one and ourselves, as if we do not tend to weaken the relationship. The current aspect at play encourages you to say what you mean and mean what you say, and not automatically agree with everything your partner says, does or doesn't. Like, be true to yourself and to the things that make you unique. Scorpio. The current astral configuration means you may find yourself feeling rather flat in terms of a current relationship, but you don't let this worry you too much. After a period when you have been very much together and sharing everything, it's refreshing to spend time alone. You have fallen out of love or just both need some space. It will help you to feel even closer. Sagittarius. You can use aloofness and withdrawal as power weapons in a relationship game. The current aspect at play means you may be tempted to do so today, as could be the slightly vengeful mood. Needless to say, this is not the best way to go about things, and it would be better if you could openly admit that you are hurt rather than close up stop communicating. Capricorn. With today's planetary influences, you may feel more stern and less jovial than usual, but this may not be such a bad thing as far as your current relationship is concerned. Sometimes those closest to us tend to overstep the mark because they think we will turn a blind eye, but it would be better if you were honest and said something if something displeases you. Aquarius. Barriers and boundaries exist to keep things within limits and stop them from encroaching into incorporated areas. Today's astral energy may encourage you to keep your feelings held back for fear that someone you greatly admire will see how much you care about them. Under normal circumstances, you would not mind, but in this instance, it could be extremely embarrassing. Do what you think is best. Pisces. Today's planetary influences make you appear more cold and distant than you actually feel. There is a certain energy in the air that tends to encourage a very dry sense of humor combined with a more detached perspective. If you're planning a virtual conversation with a potential date, they may not understand, so try your best to generate some warmth and a real smile. Okay, everybody, that was your horoscope reading for today, May 22nd, 2020. I will see you again tomorrow.